गुड मॉर्निंग प्यारे बच्चों। आज का ये जो हमारा वीडियो रहने वाला है इसमें हम 4 टॉपिक्स को कवर करेंगे। चारों ही टॉपिक वेब टेक्नोलॉजी से रिलेटेड रहेंगे और ये बड़े बेसिक से टॉपिक हैं, लाइक व्हाट इज़ अ वेब पेज, व्हाट इज़ अ वेबसाइट, व्हाट इज़ अ वेब सर्वर, हाउ इट वर्क्स एंड व्हाट इज़ अ वेब एप्लीकेशन. So we will start with a web page. Web page we can say is a single document, is a single file we can say, which is made in HTML, or we can use some styles with the help of some CSS, and we can enhance the interactivity of the page through the JavaScript also. So basically we can see that a web page is a combination of three things. One is HTML, one is CSS, and one is JavaScript. Now the question arises that how we can run this web page. In order to run this web page, we use a web browser, or we can run this with the help of a URL also. So how it works, basically we will see with the help of an example that how it works. So I will show you an example. What are the websites? Basically I will open a website here and I will show you what is a web page. So here we can see that these are the web pages individual, like this is the website of Government Polytechnic Kangra, and there the different pages are like this is the individual page which we are talking about, like about the college, applied sciences department, about the computer, contact us, electrical department. One is the index page, instrumentation, mechanical, media, principal, message. Every page is a standalone page. For example, if I click on this, then the page will be opened like this. We have discussed it earlier that in order to open a web page we need a web browser. So here this web page will be opened in the Microsoft Edge, and this is a web page. So we will go back to our lecture notes. Here so we can consider a web page like about us will be there, or we can like a single blog posts are there, e-commerce website single page will be there, result page is there, contact us page is there. So these all individual pages are called web pages. Now the question arises that what is a website? So in the simple terms we can say a web page is like a page of the book, and a website is a complete book. So website is basically a collection of interconnected web pages that all are organized under a single domain name. So whenever we place all these web pages in a single folder and we host all these pages under a single domain name. Now what is the domain name? It becomes very important to understand it. For example, if we are opening the site of Government Polytechnic Kangra, so here if we look here we can see here that this is the domain. So all the web pages of the Government Polytechnic Kangra are put under this domain name. So that becomes a website. All the pages, whether it is a contact us page, it is about faculty, all the interrelated pages are put under the single directory, and that directory will be hosted to some server under a single domain name. For example, in our case it is a Government Polytechnic gpkangra.edu.in. Now the question arises that from where we can have these domain names. So a very famous platform we have is the godaddy.com. I am going to open the godaddy.com here, and suppose I am intending to have the same domain name, which is the gpkangra.edu.in, which is already occupied with the Government Polytechnic Kangra. We will see here. So here we can see very clearly here that the Government Polytechnic Kangra.edu.in is unavailable. Why it is unavailable? Because it is already occupied with WePupil. But still it is suggesting that some relevant domain names, like we can have gpkangra.edu.in at the cost of just 1 rupees. It is available. gpkangra.co.in, it is also available. gpkangra.org is available, .org.in is available. Once we will take these domain name, after that we can host our website on a server. So in order to make a website, we will put all the web pages together. After putting all those pages together, we will look for a domain name. For example, we have checked here from the godaddy.com which domain name is available, and after that we can host our website. Some famous examples of the websites are like wikipedia.org, and one we have discussed here like gpkangra.edu.in, youtube.com, or any other website which is online, we can say which is hosted on any platform, on any web server, is a website. Next important thing is, what is a web server? A web server, we can consider it as a software or the hardware that stores the file. Now what are the files? The files can be our web pages, the files can be our images, or a web server is not dedicated for one website. Basically, we can say a web server can have one or more website, and whenever a user is requesting anything, for example in the Google I'm typing facebook.com, youtube.com, gpkangra.edu.in. So whenever we are requesting anything through the browser, it is the web server who is going to deliver the contents to the user. So in other words, we can say that a web server is like a waiter in the restaurant's analogy. We can say that whose like a waiter task is to just deliver the food to the various tables. Like in the similar way, the web server is also working. Its task is to fetch the correct contents for the user and to deliver it to the end user also. So how it works? Basically, the user knows the URL of the website. We are entering the URL. What is URL? Like www.gpkangra.edu.in. What at the backside, the website is known globally through its IP address. So there is some conversion which is needed in order to convert that URL into the IP address, and this activity is done with the help of the domain name system. We are entering URL, that URL will be converted to the IP address, and that conversion will be done with the help of the DNS, and that IP address will then be sent to the web server, from where the contents will be fetched, and those contents will be sent back to the browser back. Some famous example of the web servers are like Nginx, Microsoft IIS, Apache Tomcat, Apache HTTP server, XAMPP server, LAMP server. These are the various web servers available. How it works, we can see here that this is our browser. We can see that we are sitting here, we are making some request like gpkangra.edu.in. that request to the internet is then going to the web server. The web server is looking for the contents of the Government Polytechnic Kangra. It is giving us some responses, and those responses are then displaying back at our browser. So this is how the web server works basically. And in terms of the steps, if you understand this whole process in terms of the step, then very first step is the client request. It is we people who are making the request. Then that request like gpkangra.edu.in will be converted to the IP address with the help of the domain name system. We have discussed it earlier. Then after that conversion, a request to the web server for the connection setup will be sent. Once the connection is set up, then our request will be processed. The server will serve our response, will serve our request, and will give us the response back, and all the responses will be rendered through the web browsers on our output screen. So this is how the web server work. And the last topic in our series is web application. So what is a web application? Basically, the very first property of a web application, it is dynamic in nature. Dynamic means we are opening the site this time, it will be opened in the different way. After some later time we will be opening it, it will be appeared, it will be displayed in some another way. They are dynamic in nature, they are the interactive websites, they perform some specific task for the users, not like the static websites. Static websites appear every time same. Their main motive is to just deliver the contents to the user. So one most important thing in the web applications is the business logic. So what is the business logic? Basically, before discussing the business logic, I am discussing here some examples like the Google Docs is there, Gmail is there, Netflix is there, now Canva is also there. So what is Netflix basically? In the Netflix, we are watching some movie, and for some reasons we left that movie. For example, say we saw that movie for the 30 minutes. Next time whenever I will visit the Netflix website, then it shows us that we have watched the movie for the 30 minutes only. Do you want to continue? That is a business logic. And in terms of the Canva, I will show you Canva, how it works basically. Canva, so it is also the dynamic in nature. For example, this is my Canva profile, and I've made some thumbnails here. So this is how the dynamic website works. I had done something. For example, I have made this thumbnail here. So this automatically saved in my profile. Means it is dynamic in nature. Every time I am dealing with this web applications, they have some business logic, they have some database connectivity, and they respond the users accordingly. Some common example we have discussed, like Google Docs. Whatever we will do, it will be automatically saved. Next time we will open that site, it will be opened automatically from the point we have left it earlier. Same is the case with the Gmail, same is the case with the Netflix, same is the case with the Canva. So this is how these 4 terminologies works. I hope it is clear to you all people now. So thank you all.